Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, obviously, you guys can see that we are kind of in a different area here. Just recently bought a storage unit, so basically everything that was in my back patio to include the kayak, all my fishing gear, everything is stored here. Super stoked to have a dedicated safe spot to actually put everything. But yeah, anyway, so tomorrow we are actually fishing our first tournament of the season. It's going to be at San Vicente, first tournament of the 2025 season with SoCal Kayak Anglers. Yeah, so essentially today going in, re-rigging everything and just making sure that everything is set up. But essentially we're just gonna go ahead and go through the whole entire lineup of what we got going on tomorrow. So first one obviously is always gonna be the top water. This is a popper on a Phenix M1 with the SLX. Up next we're gonna have our shallow crankbait, aka our square bill or shallow cranking rod. So this is a Phenix X10 paired up with a SLX 70. Up next we're going to go ahead and talk about our deep cranking rod. Now this is on our Phenix X11 with a SLX DC, and right here we have our ARC deep diving crankbait, the CM12. From there, we're gonna go to our jerkbait rod. So this is gonna be a Phenix Feather. This is the 6'9" length in a medium heavy, extra fast action tip. Normally not something that you would want to throw on a jerkbait, but this is the shortest rod that I have, and so far I've had fairly decent luck with it. This is gonna be paired up with a SLX MGL 70. And right there, we have Rapala Shadow Deep Wrap. Now this next one, I haven't really thrown very often, but essentially this is gonna be our yo-yoing base, ripping base basically. But this is the Shimano SLX. This is a 7.2 medium heavy moderate action, and we have it on the Corrado DC. Now I haven't really thrown this a lot, but this is gonna be our A rig. Essentially this is gonna be a one rig that has multiple baits, but as you guys can see here, we have 3 dummy baits that are unhooked, and per California law we can only have 3 hooks on this bait. So with the hooked guys, we actually have a Z-Man minnows. We have 3 of those on a 1/8 ounce jig head. Up next, we have our Megabass Levante Perfect Pitch. This is paired up with a SLX XT. And essentially this is gonna be our dedicated drag rod, or a dedicated rod that we're just gonna go ahead and this is gonna be like our bottom dragging rod setup here. I have a 1/2 ounce jig with a basically just like a Ned rig cut up Senko. Go ahead and have that guy. From there, one of my other favorite rods, this is gonna be a Phenix Feather, another Phenix Feather medium heavy. This is gonna be a 7.1, but essentially this is my power shot rig. And essentially what a power shot is basically just like a drop shot, but little heavier weight, little heavier tackle, not necessarily as finesse. So right now I actually currently have a Roboworm with a Owner Cover Shot HD. This is the heavy duty version of the cover shot, and essentially this is a thicker gauge wire, good enough for me to actually set the hook with this bigger rod. Again, this is a power finesse technique, so one of my favorite ones that I actually like to throw. From there guys, we're gonna go ahead and talk about another Phenix Feather. This is gonna be a 7.1 heavy, and there's no bait on there right now, but this is my dedicated flipping and pitching setup, and that is with a SLX MGL 70. Now that is a smaller profile rod, but when I'm flipping and pitching into these areas, these key areas, I don't necessarily need anything that has a lot of line capacity, so that's why I actually decided to pair it up with this guy. The SLX MGL spool is lighter than the rest of the SLX series, so having something that's really light, easy for me to pitch in and out of, something easy on my wrist is definitely something that I would prefer to do when I'm going to pitch in a heavier bait. From there, we have our Phenix Feather 7.1 medium with a Daiwa Procyon. I really don't know how to say that, but this is gonna be my lightweight, ultra lightweight, weightless setup. So obviously super light setup. Right now, we currently have a weedless wacky hook on there. This is the Berkley weedless wacky hook. and nothing on there right now. We'll go ahead and see what the conditions are tomorrow. I haven't actually pre-fished at all, so I'm going in blind tomorrow, so I don't know how the fish are. I don't know what the water clarity is or anything like that, so we'll go ahead and kind of adjust as we go. From there, one of our newer rods within the lineup, this is going to be our Megabass Levante Enforcer spinning rod. This is ultimately going to be my finessed drop shot. So ladder gauge hook here. Right now we actually have a thin wire mosquito hook on there, along with a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight. With this length, this is going to be my longest rod that I have. This is a 7.4. This is a medium power fast action taper. So I think that with this setup, I haven't actually used it yet, but with this setup, I'll be able to cast further and have that kind of distance, so that when I am drop shotting or when I'm slowly presenting a bait, this is going to be the right setup for me to get that distance, as well as the kind of leverage that I need when I am trying to set the hook and I've bombed it across like the lake or something like that. So yeah guys, so that is going to be our setup for tomorrow. Hopefully some of these are going to get bit for us, but essentially we're just going to go out there, we're going to do our best to try to get our 5 fish limit. From what I've been told from other people, the fish have been biting. So yeah, hopefully we could get on some good fish there. That is going to be it for this introduction. I'll go ahead and see you guys on the water. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally off here. It is currently 7:30. Lines in is at 7:30 and we launched at 7:30, so we could ultimately start fishing right now, but we're gonna go ahead and head over to a spot. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna kind of find a free spot and just kind of beat the bank and hopefully be able to catch a fish or two on the way to a spot that I'm more familiar with. But the lines in is gonna be at 7:30, lines out at 3:30. Photo submissions at 3:45. Today's gonna be the first day out of 2 weeks where we actually have like solid sunlight, honestly foreshadowing a late afternoon or afternoon to late afternoon bite. I think those fish are gonna start pushing up shallow because of the sun. They're gonna start sunning themselves. That doesn't mean they're gonna bite, but at least we're gonna be able to find some fish here. But all right guys, hopefully we can get on some good fish here. Wish us luck, and I'll see you guys at the first spot. Go ahead and see what's going on with this. All right, first cast. Oh, that's not a good way to start. Let's throw out the A-rig, see how that goes here. Go ahead and let this guy rest here. Throw a drop shot out. I don't even have any of my drop shot stuff set up yet. Jeez. Talk about being unprepared, huh? So right now, I have some of these Yum FFS minnows. Technically it's supposed to be for forward facing, but with the amount of action that this little split tail gives off, I think this would actually be pretty good as a drop shot technique. And it has a little bit of scent to it too, so maybe, just maybe, that might be the difference. New Megabass Levante Enforcer. First cast with it. Let's go ahead and cover more water. Let's cover more water. What's that? Oh no, I was just gonna go around you. You're good, brother. I'm good, thank you. I appreciate it though. Thank you. Tight lines. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, I'm more of a fast fisherman, so that's why I'm trying to go around you. Yeah, I mean, we're fishing for money too, but I mean, it's more of a fun thing, you know? Yeah. What was your name? Kevin. Kevin? Yep. Kevin, Jerry, nice to meet you, brother. Jerry, nice to meet you. Hey, thanks for the gestures and everything, you know? 100%. Well, Kevin, I don't know if Kevin's ever gonna watch this video, but if you do, man, hey, that's textbook boating / angler etiquette right there. You know, that's respecting each other's boundaries, asking questions, sparking up a conversation, things like that. Especially, you know, he's out here fun fishing and he knows that we're on a tournament, so he gave us the decency to, you know, fish the spot if we just so choose to. But yeah, I mean, that's 100% textbook, you know, etiquette of, you know, how we should all interact with one another on the water, because, you know, we're out here trying to do the same thing. We're trying to just catch fish, you know, whether that's doing it for money or doing it for fun. We're out here just trying to catch fish, decompress a little bit, and, you know, showing each other that kind of respect is always welcome, and it's always good to have that kind of conversation with people. So Kevin, shout out to you, man. Really do appreciate your courtesy there. Something a little bit more weedless. Looks like there's a drain right here too, so this might actually be a pretty good spot. We'll fish here for a little while and see what we could get. Yeah, drains like this, definitely one of the key areas, because basically what happens in the water column is that it creates an actual ditch in the water column as well. So the fish like to kind of set up on those areas because fresh water is usually coming into those ditches. And that's where a lot of the bait fish kind of relate to as well. So definitely a pretty good area right here. Plus we get like a little bubbling ASMR over here. There we go. There's the fish right there. Oh, no, he came off. Gosh, dang it. Oh my God, dude. Okay, 2025, I said that I need to work on losing fish, and first fish of the tournament, and I just lost it. It's alright, guys. I'll go ahead and shake that one off. You know, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to not lose fish, but it's not always the way that it goes, as you can see. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw it back in there. But like I was saying, guys, I was right in that ditch and he was there. Okay, at least here I'm not getting really snagged in that area, so that's a good sign. Just kind of have to mess with the different areas that I could cast into to see what is good and what isn't when it comes to the drop shot, because, you know, it's going to get stuck in between these sticks and everything like that, all these tree branches. I caught on something. What the heck is this? Oh, it's a fish. Thought I was freaking caught. Little guy, but not a bad start. Little guy, but not a bad start. Alright, let's take a look at him. That's why I thought I was caught, because he choked it. That's basically what I have to do. I just have to kind of load up into these fish and they'll hook themselves. So, nice little 14-incher maybe. Yeah, 14 and a half. All right, guys, 14 and a half, first fish. Alrighty, fish number one, we got 4 more to go. So that actually worked out really well for me. As long as I just basically keep it loaded up, I think it'll be okay. First fish on the new Levante setup, so shout out to the homie Gary. So one thing that I noticed is that one was a little bit deeper out. So deeper out on the bottom, obviously. So one fish that we lost on the Roboworm, one fish that we got with the minnow, and that the minnow definitely was down there. So maybe that's gonna be a clue for us here. Same thing in a pocket too. Might be a pattern for us. I didn't really like that cast. A little bit better. A little bit better. Might be those little subtleties. I was maybe like, I don't know, 4 feet more towards that rock, but you never know. That might be the juice. Like I said, might be the juice. This is a good fish too. This is a good fish, guys. Let's bring him in. He is aggressive. There we go. Aggressive fish. Wow, a little small one, but another male, another one on the board. 14-inch fish, guys. Let's go. Another male, I think. Got a little bit of difference, even though it was only a few feet ahead. That was the difference between me catching that fish and not catching that fish. So little subtle nuances like that. Yeah, so I'm actually really impressed with this rod. So this is the Megabass Levante Enforcer. What I'm really impressed with is the feedback that this rod can actually give me. As you know, after I cast, I could actually feel the bait hit the bottom, even though they're slacking the line. So again, this is a 3/16 ounce weight, so it's not light by any means. And the fact that I can feel when that bait hits bottom, or when that weight hits bottom with slack in my line, that's pretty amazing feedback. It's a good amount of sensitivity. It kept the fish loaded up. It's been keeping the fish loaded up. So far, really impressed with this rod. Casting distance is amazing too on this thing. It's a 7 foot 4-inch rod, so I think probably the longest rod in my setup, and I can absolutely bond this thing. There's a fish right there. Oh no. He didn't have it in his mouth. Oh yeah, he only bit the tail. Alright guys, so I think we definitely found a stack of them over here, so we're gonna stick around for a little while, at least until the bite for sure stops. But that was a fish 100%. He just didn't have it all the way. He didn't have it all the way. I prematurely set the hook. So another one lost for me, but learning along the way, so. Oh, that's a fish. Nope, maybe not. Oh, that is a fish. See that line jump? Did you see that line jump? Don't do that. Don't do that. I need you. I need you. I need you. Let's go, baby. Yeah, as soon as that line started swimming off, I was like, ooh, that's a fish. Yeah, he wasn't going to come off. I was right on top. Look at that perfect hook placement right there. Inside the jaw, up there, weed guard doing its thing. Pinning the fish in. That's perfect. That is perfect. 15.5. Can't make him reach 3/4, but 15.5, guys. This is a big one of the day. Let's go, baby. That's the advantages of having a yellow line or a white line, is that you could visually see whether or not you actually have a fish on while it's actually sinking, especially when you do presentations like this where you're kind of waiting for it to do its thing. That visual cue is definitely money. Stay down, stay down. Stay down and stay pinned. Probably should have netted that, to be honest. But, alright, here we go. Alright guys, I think I made him reach 15. Nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have 4. Here we go. We got one more. 10:56. We need to get one more. And once we get our 5, we're just gonna go ahead and see if there's a way that we can call out those other fish. Maybe throw a jig or something a little bit bigger to give us those bigger bites. Okay, maybe it wasn't a worm or minnow thing. Seems like it's just a biting kind of type thing. Yeah, this guy smashed this one too. Stay down. Stay down. All right, number 5, baby, let's go. Alrighty. Alrighty, y'all. Oh, he threw my worm. What a butt. Look at that. I barely had him hooked too. All right, another 15, guys. Another 15. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and get back out there. That one bit aggressively, and that's a good thing because it either indicates that there's a stack of fish there, because when they bite aggressively, that it most likely means that there's a group of fish there, and that one just wanted to get to it first, so he just went straight for it, just like sent it. Either that, or maybe I had it right on his bed and I was just dangling that worm in front of his face and he just got mad. Either way, both of them are pretty good signs. Hopefully it's a stack of them. Now, I did go over the pictures. Looks like we have to call out a 14, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and toss over here. I just felt weight. Stay down, stay down. Yep, stay down. Stay down, stay down. Stay down, stay down. Okay. Yeah, that one, my instinct told me to set the hook because I just felt weight and I was like, I'm not stuck. Oh yeah, he choked it. Choked it, that's why. 13 3/4, guys. 13 3/4. All right, y'all. So we have still have a 14 that we need to call. That one did not help, unfortunately, but it's always fun to catch fish. So no complaints here. Okay, so obviously it's gonna be a lot faster on the drop, so we should be able to cover some water here. Come here, dude. Right. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Literally first cast with that guy. And he did perfectly right on the upper jaw. So, perfect. And this is gonna help us. This is definitely gonna call. All right, guys, 15, 1-inch call. Thank you, girl. All right, let's get rid of that 14. Let's go, baby. So the next one is a 14.5. It's obvious that they're not over here. Let's go ahead and hit up this rock pile right here and probably sit there for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and make our way back over to the buoy line, and I'm just gonna end it there. I've caught some good fish there, and I'm hoping that a little bit of history will do me some good, but yeah, it's ultimately gonna be the plan. We still need to call out those smaller fish. The 14.5 we gotta call out, 15s we gotta call out. Like, that would be nice if we could call those out. Give me something, give me something. You guys on the bottom, you guys suspended. What's going on? What is going on? Oh my god, he didn't even get hooked, bro. Look at that. Man, what a bummer. That was a good fish too. All right guys, 2:02, lines out is at 3:30, so we're gonna go to our plan of going back to the buoy line. Hopefully nobody's on it, but we're gonna go ahead and do that, make our way over there and finish it up. All right guys, so did some quick calculations right now. We are currently at 75 inches, and you know, 75 is not going to be enough to take it home or not even make the top 10 in this tournament. So we're basically throwing our Hail Mary right now, going back over to the buoy line where, you know, I usually have some success with. Usually those are better quality fish too, so hopefully they're actually going to be there. Currently right now it's 2:12, so I think by the time we get there it's going to be around 2:30. We're going to have about an hour to fish, an hour to call up those small ones. So yeah, hopefully we can get it done. I didn't freaking have it recording, but first cast we got one, so we're good. They're here, guys. They are here. They are here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They are here. They are here. All right. That one hit it pretty good too. That one hit it pretty good. I don't think he's gonna help. I'm gonna call a 14.5. Come on, dude. Nope. Not gonna help. That was like a 12. Alright. Let's go. First cast over here, and we're able to pick one up already. Usually I would be tying off to these buoys, but I can't, so I have to position my boat so that spot lock gets as close to the buoy as possible. The last thing I want is somebody to say that I was tied off when I wasn't. So That one may help. That one may help. Okay. Yeah, these guys are choking it. These guys are choking it. 14 1/4. I need to get rid of a 14 1/4. No, this guy's not gonna help. 14, guys. Okay, so I'm getting bit. I'm just not getting the right size. Getting bit, just not the right quality. So we might have to switch something up. We need something that's gonna give us that bigger bite. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 3:30. Officially lines out. Fortunately, couldn't call our fish, but either way, we came over here, got 2 more, and then missed one. So, all right, guys. Unfortunately, we couldn't call our small fish, but it's not to say that we didn't try. So, we're gonna head back over to the ramp, and then we're gonna go ahead and do an outro from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that is gonna be it for today's video. Now, we just went over the award ceremony and everything like that. Congratulations to everybody that fished the event, as well as took some money home. Always a good feeling, always good to be on the water with this group of anglers. So looking forward to the next event with the SoCal Kayak Anglers group. But until then, thank you guys for liking, subscribing, joining me for my adventures on the water. See you guys in the next one.